The Lord be with you. Good afternoon, and you're all very welcome here to this parish church of St. George for the wedding of Greg and Debbie. I, as director of the church, am delighted to welcome you all here, and especially to welcome Greg and Debbie on this, their wedding day. I'm also delighted to welcome Father Tom Layton, who is assisting in the service today and will be addressing us in a few moments and saying a few words to us. Today is a very happy and special occasion when two people come together before God in His house to declare their love and to make their vows one to the other, and then to seek God's blessing upon their married lives together. So as we gather with them, let us remember this is a happy occasion and a joyful occasion. So smile and relax. Remember that this is God's house, it is your Father's house, and we're here for a very happy and joyous occasion. We have come together in the presence of God and to witness the marriage of Greg and of Debbie, to ask His blessing on them, to share in their joy. Our Lord Jesus Christ was Himself a guest at a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and through His Spirit He is with us now. And at the beginning of this service today, I am now going to ask Greg and Debbie if they will each light a candle to symbolize the fact that they come to this service as free individuals. They come as free individual personalities, seeking God's blessing on their union. The Scriptures set before us marriage is part of God's creation and a holy mystery in which man and woman become one flesh. It is God's purpose that as husband and wife become one flesh, they give themselves to one another in love throughout their lives. They shall be united in love as Christ is united with His church. Marriage was ordained that husband and wife may comfort and help each other, living faithfully together in plenty and in need, in sorrow and in joy. It is intended that with delight and tenderness they may know each other in love. Through the joy of their bodily union, they may strengthen the union of their hearts and lives. It is intended that they may be blessed in the children they may have, in caring for them, and in bringing them up in accordance with God's will, to His praise and glory. In marriage, husband and wife begin a new life together in the community. It is a permanent commitment that all should honour. It must not be undertaken carelessly, lightly, or selfishly, but reverently, responsibly, and with the help of God. This is a way of life created and founded by God, that Greg and Debbie are now about to begin. They will each give their consent to the other. They will join hands and exchange solemn vows, and in token of this they will give in the for his blessing on Greg and Deborah. Almighty God, through your Son, Jesus Christ, you send the Holy Spirit to be the life and light of all your people. Open the hearts of these your servants to the riches of his grace, that they may bring forth the fruit of the Spirit in love and joy and peace. Through Father, may these rings be to Gregory and Deborah symbols of unending love and faithfulness, reminding the vow and covenant which they have made this day. In the presence of God and before this congregation, Gregory and Deborah have given their consent and have made their marriage vows to each other. They have declared their marriage by the joining of hands and by the giving and receiving of rings. Therefore, in the name of God, I pronounce that they are husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no one put asunder. God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, bless, preserve, and keep you. The Lord mercifully
Hannah catches the bouquet, will she have to marry him? Hello.
So we've got a number of speeches to get through before the party really begins. And I'm going to ask for the first person to speak. And I know he's got some quite important things to say, and I know he's very nervous about saying it. So I've given him every step I can think about speaking. And he says he's going to be brisk because all his friends would like to get to the bar as soon as possible. So, without further ado, I'd like to ask for the father of the bride to say a few words.
one of those or the other. Either good looking or the holidays too, and I've observed in her learn lovely characteristics. Lydia, you see her, she's got very clean and neat appearance. Keep her whole spotless. Keep her whole spotless. That's something that men love. It's also very kind, very friendly, very positive, very good. And she's going to be a great asset to Greg. She'll be a great asset to him with the business connection. Because she's a good communicator. She's really got that heart. She's really got that communicator. It's not my experience. So I go as far as to say that Greg is found the pearl of good price. Well, there's the old boy of the family, Greg, I'm going to send you welcome you. I'm delighted to do that. But I have to tell you something about the Warner family. Nearly 9 years ago, I was over to Mark and I only wanted to. That was Gregory's mother in hell. So I can understand that. And on that happy occasion, I was welcomed into the Warner family by Nell's oldest son there, Greg. The wine's good tonight. And ever since then, Nell's three big handsome sons, Mark, they've always treated me very well. Treated me with respect, and they've assigned me the honor of belonging to the family. And of course, not to leave out the lovely sister Diana. She too has welcomed me as a second father. I've been very honored by that. Now, Neil is also two grandchildren, two granddaughters, Carrie here, Carrie, one of her kids, and she's growing in this morning moments of age. And her and little Hannah there, they've welcomed me as a granddad, and that's been very pleasing too. Little Zachariah there, that's Neil's oldest son, Stephen, that's his son. He hasn't had the home yet, because he lives on one side of the Atlantic Ocean and I live on the other. But maybe in a few years' time we'll get to know each other better. You'll know each other's not. But Deborah, I would just like to say that in welcoming you into the Warner family, we're going to find a bit of truth then in your lovely mother-in-law. She's really genuine. So in conclusion, I'd just like to pass on some advice from my colleagues, and that is to never underestimate our kindness. Kindness has got power, and always remember to be kind to one another. That's very important. I was reading just recently in a magazine that talking all the advice from my couples, and I'd just like to pass it on. At the end of each week, reflect back on the past week and say to yourself, ask yourself the question, did I do some act of kindness to my neighbors? Last week. Because kindness is a power, isn't it? Kind acts are always reciprocated by kind acts. Strengthens the love that is one for another. Strengthens the marriage. It makes it permanent.
Thank you very much, Rob, for those kind words and bringing me into the Warner family for a minute. I thought he was going to tell the Warner secret, but he kept me It was a sweat me at a fast car already in the car. You would know it as cream was just like that. Now is that time of the evening when we're going to hear interesting words from a man who's known to share a few words. And he's got a real special surprise at the end of it. So when it happens, you're going to be caught between two things. One to watch the surprise and the other part one to watch Deborah's face. I tell you that now because you might assign different people at the table to do both so you don't miss the reactions. But Greg has been my best friend for 17 years, so he really is his best man. So I give you the proof.
Thank you, sir. Well, I can't believe I'm finally going to say these words, but from the half of my life, and first I'd like to thank Bernard and Nell. Thank you for your warm welcome to the family, and you have been amazingly supportive from the time of Brexit, and I'm really glad to be part of it. I always knew when I met the right girl that I'd have two mums. I never in a million years thought that they would both be called Nell. I have a little token for my two Nells. Fabulous. Gorgeous, jewelry's gorgeous, hair's gorgeous. I've really been fabulous. You've done a great job. Thanks for helping out, Deborah. Carrie's actually officially a veteran now because she's 16 and this is her 4th time as a bridesmaid. Which I think is quite amazing. She probably needs a round of applause. Thank you to groomsmen. We really did use them. I kept them busy. Anytime somebody asked them for something, I said, talk to the best man, help the groomsmen. So it's an absolutely no responsibility. Thanks very much for your support. And in particular, thank you to Stephen. Who's travelled all the way from Toronto to Canada. We feel very much. So I really brought along with him. Let's talk to Zachary. Great to see him growing with a great, gorgeous, charming young couple. That's the best man. So, Tim and I have known each other for about 17 years, so we've been best friends from the time we met. And that is a fact. He's kept me between the ditches on more than one occasion, and we shared some amazing memories together. I have a feeling he's going to open up that can of worms later. And his lovely son Ruben's in the audience as well. Hi. I'm really glad to see you here. So he shared some of the adventures along the way, I must say. And Tim, thanks for keeping me between us for the last couple of weeks. He really has been the best man. I'm so proud. He's been amazing. Tony McCulloch. There he is. Thanks for all your work backstage. He really has worked tirelessly, for weeks, months, and been my inspiration and will make me want to be a better man. Thank you for that. Thanks for saying yes. And thank you for the yes. I mean, I genuinely want to say thank you for your gifts on behalf of Deborah and myself. They have been extraordinarily generous. We really haven't known one another. And we're so glad that this collection of people that I want to share this with us. If I could hold my composure together here, without falling my eyes out, it would be great. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I'd like to ask you to join me in a toast of bridesmaids. Three beautiful women. Help get my beautiful woman here to the church on time. Actually 10 minutes early. Anybody that knows me, my friends, my family knows that I really love that. It was the best man put me onto it some years back. And he told me that it was a great way to spend your Saturday afternoons when you didn't have a significant other to share them with. And he really was right. And I think I went through several hundred over the last years. But I'm really happy to say that sometimes I watch movies on a Saturday afternoon. So what I've done is put together this selection. Over the years I have some favourite scenes. They're all special in their own way. They're things we've shared together, places we've been. But most of all, the things I want to say to you. And this is my gift to you. So if we could have the director of cinematography.
Well, it was a million tiny little things in the law. They just said that we were supposed to be together. And I knew it. And I knew it the very first time we touched it. It's like coming home. Only to know home I'd ever know. I was just taking her hand to help her out of the car. It was like
We were married 4 years ago. We were married 3 years, got a divorce. Then I married Marjorie.
Then March with Bob.
Right, Barbara. But I didn't marry Barbara, I married Marjorie.
And you got a divorce.
Right, then I married Kate.
Divorce.
Then a couple of years later at Nick Leakey's funeral, I ran into her. This some girl I don't even remember.
Roberta.
Right, Roberta. But I couldn't take my eyes off you. I remember I snuck over to her and I said, what did I say?
You said, what are you doing after?
Right. So I ditched Roberta, we go for coffee, month later, we're married.
35 years the day after our first marriage.
Persone from la vita nuova. Leonardo, look at this.
I can see.
Giles loves him too. The while he held my heart in his hands, and in his arms, my lady lay asleep, wrapped in a veil.
He woke her then, trembling and beating, she ate that burning heart out of his hand. Weeping, I saw him then depart from me.
Dr. Fell, do you believe that a man could become so obsessed with a woman from a single encounter?
Could he daily feel a stab of hunger for her and find nourishment in the very sight of her? I think so. Would she cease with the bars of his plight and ache for him? Please keep that.
Why could
I insist. Mandatory. A matter of.
He was the head counselor at the boys' camp, and I was the head counselor at the girls' camp. And they had a social one night, and he walked across the room. I thought he was coming to talk to my friend Maxine, because people were always crossing rooms to talk to Maxine. But he was coming to talk to me. And he said,
I'm Ben Small of the Coney Island Smalls.
at that moment I knew. I knew the way you know about a good melon.
Oh, this army spot. I've never been here before. Who's are? All right. You sure about that now?
Here? Oh, my shoes.
Where are your shoes?
You make me want to be a better man.
That's maybe the best compliment of my life.
Well, maybe I overshot a little because I was aiming just enough to keep you from walking out. Oh, Ingrid Bergman. Now she's low maintenance.
Low maintenance?
There are two kinds of women. High maintenance and low maintenance.
And even Bergman is low maintenance?
And Helen, definitely.
Which one am I?
You're the worst kind. You're high maintenance, but you think you're low maintenance.
I don't see that.
I'll begin with house salad, but I don't want the regular dressing. I'll have a little salmon vinegar and oil lit off the side. And then the salmon with the mustard sauce, but I want the mustard sauce on the side. On the side is a very big thing.
Look, I just want it the way I want it.
I know, high maintenance.
All right, friend. Well, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Quite a few cards to read out, a number of things And I've written just a little speech. I've got it down, I edited it down to 8 pages, so we could be here for some time. So where I'd like to begin, Father Tom, Gregory Deborah, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great honour to speak and answer back on behalf of the bridesmaids. I know Greg's already said it, they are stunningly beautiful today, all three of them. And I'd like to... do you know that their role is very connected to that of best man? For years ago, hundreds of years ago, the whole idea of the best man came to be. And at that time, Bernie, I would have had to get on my horse, trot up to Twinbrook and ask for Debbie's hand in marriage. And had you have said no, then I would have stolen her. I would have helped with Stephen and actually your own brother. And when I was riding back from Twinbrook, I would have to keep her on my left-hand side so I could wield the sword with the right and pick it off the fennel. Well, go fast enough, I'll catch them in the car, so we've been practicing. Now, why then do we have bridesmaids? Because in case somebody decided to steal her again, because you don't want to fight too many times in your lifetime, so we would pick the most beautiful women, we would dress them up lavishly, and then we put them in the same house as the bride. And then when people would come to steal the bride, they couldn't tell who would have been the bride. I can't steal her. So, didn't they do their jobs well? Yeah. One was nearly stolen. Somebody came to the door and says, "Are you right?" So now I'm going to read just some of these cards. There's just so many, and some are from absent friends, and some are from people here with kind words. So I'll go through them very quickly. Isabel sends a regret. You both. Isabel, that's all it says in cards. Isabel sends a regret. Yeah, I have to work on the material that's here. Frankie says he couldn't come either. Oh, is it she? Yeah. Frankie said she couldn't come either. You keep me right. Robert Lambry said he couldn't come. What did he say? Angela and John couldn't come. They sent their best wishes. There are a couple that say nice things. I couldn't come necessarily, but are they? That's my regrets. Oh, right. You were supposed to keep me right. Here's another one. This one is for Margaret and Jim and Nell. They definitely couldn't come. They definitely couldn't come. And we've got Brian. They did do that lovely Reverend married the other day. He had to dash off to another wedding in Derry, which is one of the families already would have been with us today. So he couldn't come. Okay, said, yeah, but sometimes. He said, usually I get handled from the floor. It's unusual to get proposed at the table. Do you think there's something in the car family? But it says, thank you for your invitation to Greg's wedding reception. Unfortunately, I must decline as my wife and I have a long-standing commitment to a family wedding in Derry. Therefore, we have to leave immediately after the service in church. I'm looking forward to meeting you both. At St. George's, yours sincerely. I thought I paraphrased that rather well. Looking for a very good one. Now this one I think is regret. Oh, they're here. Where are they? Shay and Gary. I love this card, so I'm going to read it out. It says, I thought this could almost do this speech. May the bride arrive on time, right on the money, and may the bridesmaids dresses fit. May the best man remember the rings. We lost the rings this morning for 25 minutes. And I have to say, we were panicking, but it was absolute fear of going to the church and telling Deborah we couldn't find them, made us find them. May the vicar not be pissed. May the brood not be hungover. Tried to be made last night, he wasn't. May the choir boys not pick their noses. I watched out for that. May the bride's mother remember her run through mascara. We've been doing well so far. May the organist turn up and may Uncle Tom not fart during the ceremony. Tom, he knew something. And what was he now? May the safety pin in Granny's bloomers hold up while the photographer remembers the day of the camp. Actually, there's a story at this pub table you wouldn't believe. We went into it. You wouldn't believe it. There's a safety pin. There would have been trousers around the ankles if we hadn't found some pins earlier. We had the bride's father speak for less than 10 minutes. I made the best man that mentioned the blonde at the stag party. You follow us to Prague. We were all blondes at Prague. I made the bridegroom not get sick in the taxi on the way to the honeymoon hotel. I made the room not be double booked. I made them not have single beds. I made the honeymoon go with a bang. I made the rest of your lives be as happy as this your wedding day. Isn't that a classic? It's like more. It's the boys and hecklers on both sides. So now you have to indulge me because I've known him 17 years and this is really my first go at speaking on behalf of him. I've done Best Man a number of times. And I have to say this felt like one of the happiest weddings and it really felt like two people getting married wanted to get married. That's always a good sign. And like I said, I've been Best Man before, it doesn't always seem to be the case. And I thought I'd write a wee poem to Greg, because I know he might miss all the parties we had. So this is my poem to you, sir. It's a little busy. It says, Greg, you and I have partied from Belfast to Timbuktu. You have been a true friend, and now you've gone and done the great I do. With Debbie Carr, I think you'll go far, and you'll see a world about which I could only wonder. Stay safe together, enjoy life through whatever, and know that I'm still raising hell in memory of your thunder. I got real mixed emotions today. On the one hand, I feel really sad, because now I have to spend Saturday afternoons without him telling me what movies he's watching. And I just don't go out and get partying anymore with the man who can party with no one I've ever known. But on the other hand, I feel truly, truly happy because I'm delighted for him to have made this step and open this new chapter because it's something that he's wanted to do ever since he met Deborah. And Deborah, I'm passing over something that's been very precious to me, so I need to give you some instructions. And I had to write them out so I wouldn't forget any of them. When you're looking after a Greg, it takes a lot of care and attention. And I was reminded by a lovely quote I found by Deborah Carr, which could have been Deborah's namesake. And it said, if a woman hasn't met the right man by the time she's 24, she may be lucky. And wasn't she lucky? So Debbie, as a handover, I've got 7-step instruction for managing Greg. And these are real, so pay attention. Step 1 is keep medical journals out of his reach. Okay. Greg has the ability to read a journal and get the illness by the time he dies. It's absolutely true. I'll give you a couple of examples of this. Honestly, I took him down to the Red Sea a number of years ago to go diving. Right? Now you get a number of conditions from diving. One of them is nitrogen narcosis. Now, if you get nitrogen narcosis, you have to be under the water for a very long time, get lots of nitrogen in your system, and then you come to the surface too quick, spend not too much time on the surface, go back down and get sick. So Greg was in a 6-foot pool for 30 minutes and he parted nitrogen narcosis. If you come up too fast, you get a ruptured lung. And he got a ruptured lung while we were in the bar. We were having fun with 2 members of the Egyptian royal family. And then you can get what's called decompression sickness, and he managed to get that as well just by reading the chapter. So keep all books of illness out of his hands. Here's a couple other things you need to do. This is the best way to manage, and I know you've sort of worked most of this out already. When he gets sick, always have a better explanation than he has. Always have a better memory than he has about the night before. That's a must. And if that fails, then have a better lie. That works for me. Always tell him he's okay. Always encourage his ambition. Never tell him you don't love him. And if you do that, he'll be your best friend the way he's been my best friend. So, my Greg my issue is much simpler. Debbie gave it to me. She said there's 4 things you need to do. First of all, you have to love and cherish her all of the days of your life. That's the number 1 instruction looking after Debbie. The second one is tell Debbie she's beautiful every day. That shouldn't be that easy. No, that shouldn't be that hard. Then let her speak her mind. And that reminded me of what Milton Berle said about marriage. He said, you know, I haven't spoken to my wife in years. I didn't want to interrupt her. And my last piece of advice comes from all the men that I talked to today, which is, if in doubt, Greg, humble. There's one last thing I want to do, because I need to give him one experience that's very important on this day. Greg, I'd like you to put your hands on top of Debbie's. Just put your hand on top of it. Okay, watch my Just a touchy moment. Greg, I want you to really cherish that feeling for a few minutes. All right, that's the last time you'll ever have the upper hand. I have a million stories I could tell about Greg. A million stories. So there's this one I grew up with. Now, and, you know, from the first day I met him, he walked into my office. I was a recruitment consultant. He was really skinny, young, and good looking. And he wanted a new job, and and I thought this was fantastic. He was skinny, young, good looking, and he had IT experience. And it was the boom of the IT world. So I thought, fantastic. It was a walk-in commission. And that was the first thought I had when I saw Greg. Set him down, I interviewed him, I wanted to give him a job, and he gave me the devastating news that he wanted to go and sell vending machines. Coffee at vending machines. After about 2 weeks, I convinced him not to do that. I found him a great job in a company called MBS. He was only a young rep at the time. He was a manager, created a real good business network, opened up a whole bunch of business in government, and 10 years later, that experience has allowed him to set up his own business. So that's where we started. Now, on the way to getting all that good business stuff, to develop a friendship, we decided to try and out-drink anybody in Belfast. And then we just moved the venues from Belfast to other places. So there could be hundreds and hundreds of drinking stories. And I thought I would bring this along because out of the drinking stories, where did I get this at? This is a drinking story. I mean, imagine yourself and you're in the middle of Midtown New York, right 58th Street, and you've got on your nice suit, you put your nice suit on. Have you ever found yourself in this sort of situation? You have a nice suit on, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, you're a bit, a wobbly man, and there's an outer hat stuck on top of your head, and you've no idea how it gets there. Look around, because your man will be standing beside you, killing himself laughing. You could get yourself in every situation with this guy. We went into the club, and he managed to purchase this off guy in the middle of the town who was wearing it. Then another night we found ourselves, in fact the next day we found ourselves in Ricky Lake's studio. And I've got an hangover as big as anything, and just in case anyone ever wants to be a producer, it's the most boring job in the world. We were being taken around for a producer. This is the night after that, and I wondered how we did that. Turn around and find your man standing beside you, because he set that up in the middle of the bar, 2 o'clock in the morning down somewhere in the village, and they thought it was a good idea for us to see Ricky Lake's studio, and they wandered around. So every time you find yourself in a space, there's the other interesting thing you'll know if you've done it with Greg drinking was that at the end, if you go back to the same bar the second night, the bar people, the guy who owns the bar, the lady who owns the bar, give you your own stool. And then you know you've been with this man partying. Now why did I tell all of that? I'm not really trying to worry you now that your daughter is married, a raging alcoholic and a lunatic when it goes out. No, I really wanted to tell that because I think people who make decisions to get married when they're very, very young, because you used to be very young, haven't really lived life. They haven't really had that good experience. They don't know what they're doing. That's my own personal belief. So when somebody has parties like he has, and has experienced all of the joy that he had and all the fun you can have, making this decision is a real sincere commitment. And I just want to make sure that everybody realizes just how sincere that commitment was. When he found something that was better fun than all the parties we've been, that was more lasting and gave more joy, you absolutely know that Greg has picked the right Deborah Carr. it. It was all my fault. So Greg and I were out in a little bar in town called Lavery's. We were actually doing a quality check. We wanted to make sure their libations that they sold were as good as someone else's. So we're in there with gin and tonic hand in hand, and lo and behold, we stumbled into Deborah, who I think was doing market research for a career move at the time. She had enough drink because she was doing market research for a career move. And of course, Deborah bounced up to me because we'd known each other for a long time, and she started talking to me. He was standing right behind me, and in the midst of all this, she told me she was spellless. So I thought, well, I'm really lucky, get in here. After a couple of minutes, I noticed that she wasn't looking at me at all, she was looking at the boat behind me. So at the time I thought, is 10 minutes too rude not to introduce them, or would I get away with 20? This isn't my way. But she turned to get a drink, and he tugged on the back of my jacket and said, "Who's your woman?" So I just lied and said, "I've no idea." And he was sort of standing there all confused when she turned back around. So he looked away and she said, "Who's your man?" I really couldn't lie twice, so I decided to get out of the way and leave them to it. And I went off for a business trip for 3 weeks. When I got back, I thought I'd been in some sort of time warp because these two were in love. He was talking about houses and she was talking about baby names. We were like that video. It wasn't particularly successful. It lasted 3 months and then it split apart. And then, so Greg and I decided to go out and party the places, and Deborah went out and actually got a job at a drinks company, so all that research was really much work. And it's represented at the back of the room. If anybody needs to carry out, these people know how to do it. So we were back in another bar. See, our life is full of bars. And in walked Deborah, and we again are just cruising up the bar trying to talk to everybody, and she walked in and she just dropped dead gorgeous. And I thought to myself, what is it he cannot see? So she comes back over to me, we're chatting away, I'm thinking, maybe my luck's changed. And there again, same thing, her, him, eyes, I felt like some sort of peeking through dogs, so I moved out of the way. And when I come back this time, that was it, they were completely in love, and it was babies' names and house changes and the whole big thing, so that's how it all started. And when I first met Deborah, just to give you an idea how long ago that was, she was only 18. And at that stage, she had really, really big, sticky up hair, big hair, a mini skirt about this deep, high heels about twice as big, pump makeup on, loads of colour in her face. And she was being hired to be the assistant to a young nightclub manager in town, who I knew reasonably well at the time. So, but I never for 1 minute thought that's a mad choice, because just as now and as it was back then, Debbie has a real special shine inside her, and it just beats out of her eyes. The confident smile is always there, and even there through all that punk stuff, that I just knew that was one of the most special people. And somebody just has some special qualities that just don't exist in many other people. And she got some tutelage on the makeup and wardrobe department, and she, I think it worked out pretty well. We don't have multicolored makeup anymore. And one of the things you've learned about Deborah over a long time is she becomes a bit controlling. That's where she's a touch controlling. And she's seldom out of control. She really is seldom out of control. So it's unusual to see it unless it's about a new pair of shoes or a handbag. You don't really see her going mad. Or somebody's hair coming up their way, and I have to say that we did hear screaming stories, and we didn't need a telephone. So what I'd like you to do is just think, I want to tell you the story about how the engagement went, because that's the story where I think it's definitely a case where Deborah was out of control for some of the time. So Italy obviously made it into the video a couple of times, so it's a very special place for them both. So when we decided he was going to pop the big question, he was going to take her off to Florence. So he had organised this wonderful restaurant in a place called Via del Corso, so it's an old part of the town. And it's a Renaissance building, so it's all catacomb ceilings. And he was right up and down the left for most of the evening practicing his speech because he was so entirely nervous about it. When he got back from the washrooms on a number of occasions, he got talking to Deborah and spent some time talking about the family. And as she talked about the family, she became overwhelmed. Tears flew up in her eyes, and she had a memory about her father. And that was the point that Greg said all his nerves left him. And his words to me were, it was unmistakably, I unmistakably realized that she was the woman for me. She was strong, caring, and knew what was important, family. She was the one. And that was the moment he decided that he could ask her to marry. So he wanted to set his plan in place. They finished dinner about midnight. They travelled out into the street back onto the Via del Corso. They turned out a little street called Via de Cerchi. They were heading down to the Piazza di Signori, which is the centre piazza of Florence. And at that point, Deborah sat down, and Greg's plans went out the window. My feet are killing me. I am not walking another inch. She had these brand new high heels on, which were made from Milan, not Paul Streets in Florence. So he's got this plan, he's got this speech, he definitely knows. So he begs her, and begs her, and she still said she wasn't going anywhere. So eventually she gave in and said, "Will you get me a taxi?" It's 200 yards, you could see the statues. So as luck would have it, a taxi came along, and they arrived down into the middle of Piazza di Signori. And standing down in the middle of the piazza, underneath Neptune's statue, and you just have to stare with this thing. He's down on one knee, it's after midnight, there are a few tourists and Italians wandering around. People notice what he's doing and they stop to watch. Deborah's a little bit confused at that point in time, doesn't quite know what's going on, so the ring's still in his pocket. And as he starts into his speech, he's on a knee, she leans down and stoops under her hunkers and says, "I'm gonna, oh!" It wasn't really the response he hoped for, so he carried on with his speech, persevered, he practiced it in the lip. And when he finished, she stood up, and it was, oh my God, about 25 times, Father, before she stopped. And he says, "Look, are we going to get an answer?" And at that point, she looked down to the Piazza di Uffizi, and she said, look at the wise guys with an S on, she said, "Yes." And that's why we're all here today. So I'd like to thank Bernie Nell for allowing all of us to come and enjoy this very special day, which is their daughter's wedding. I'd also like to thank Greg and acknowledge his graciousness in acknowledging me as actually the best man. But seriously, Greg, you're a very lucky man. And Deb, you're very beautiful, and you're very gracious, and you're very kind. And I wish you all the happiness, and I hope all your troubles are little ones. And so I'd like you now to raise a glass to honor this happy couple. And I say this with a smile in my heart. I'd like to give you the toast, the bride and the groom. So, now it's time for ours. Thank you very much.
To return our keys to the outer area. Take your personal belongings with you, please, ladies and gentlemen, and we get ready for dancing. Thank you very much.